And good Friday evening. And there's Brother Jack Dawson. Welcome in, man. Good to see you. So, this is going to be a little sneak peek at what's going on here with Game Pulse Payoff Pitch. So, this is not yet released, but this is the release candidate number 2. So, this is still a beta test. But hopefully, it won't be too long until it's out. All of us are testing it. And so, I like to do a little bit of live look at it. And Christopher Slovik is here also. He's decided to. So what is it? YouTube, like the new smiley face, kind of looks sort of Phantom of the Opera kind of thing. How you doing, Christopher? Good to see you, man. So, we're going to go over the patch notes and everything, but I'm going to switch over to 1975. And the sharp-eyed among you will notice that, looky, Cleveland has a logo. So logos are now finally in the game, or will be in the game once this version is released, 1.1. So that's really, really, really cool. Now, I haven't looked at what they're going to look like in game or anything like that, but just having the logos right here, I think is just already super, super cool. So, yeah, your Spiders are on a 4-game tear, Philip left a comment. So they are 9-26. And Chris is doing really well. Got a new sport to announce when you get to your new job. A new sport on Steam. Uh-oh. Does this have anything to do with, like, dead goats or anything like that? I don't know. All right, now we're going to have a look at patch notes, but also we're going to be we're going to finish kind of just, I don't know, setting up. I'll show you how to do things like the logos and all that. But Dan has been really, 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 no dead goats, thank God. So he's really been hard at work at this, which is really nice. So now I am, pretty much stoked to go ahead and finish, customizing these. And I'm thinking for that 1955 project, what I might do is so that we can see more and just experience the board game companion more. As I already have this set up, Brooklyn Dodgers. But in Strat, I already have Brooklyn Dodgers set up, but I'm going to set up another 1955 and figure out who finished second because I don't really want to manage the Yankees. So, but that way we can have American League and all that kind of stuff too. So I already have the National League, the parks set up. I haven't done the logos or anything like that. So this could be pretty much ready to rock and roll now. I haven't tried this yet. So we're waiting to play Pirates and Dodgers. And I'm going to go slow. I'm not going to worry about changing team colors. Just as long as we have the logos really right. Jimmy Pearsall, the guy they made the movie about. Yes. No. No. So Jimmy Pearsall is the guy who with I believe he had bipolar disorder. But the man who was very loosely was the inspiration for the natural was Eddie Wakus. So there you go. So Jimmy Pearsall, the movie Fear Strikes Out, and then Eddie Wakus was at least he was the inspiration for the getting shot thing. So that's Eddie Wakus. So there we go. Now we got that straightened out. And no dead goats, right? No dead goats. All right, so let's have a look at the patch notes and see what's coming up for everybody. All right, so there they are. Let's see what's going on. So again, this isn't out yet. So this is still, you're looking at a beta version of it, but this is a release candidate. So here we go. Biggest gameplay depth released since launch, 1.1.0, brings 2 optional modern baseball rules, which I don't give a shit about, but other people do. A board game companion that can now score almost any play by hand, rainouts, a long list of scoring accuracy corrections, player card hover everywhere, major roster builder upgrades for large custom leagues, and custom team logos. So there's a lot going on. And just remember, I mean, there's A lot of people whinging and whining. This is one developer. This is one guy doing this, and super super responsive both to we beta testers, but also to the community. This is I this is really really going to be a. It already is an excellent game, and you know, don't sleep on this one. Just like I keep saying about Pocket Pennant Run, I should be showing a updated version of Pocket Pennant Run hopefully Saturday, tomorrow night or Sunday, whatever. If Craig signs off, so Ghost Runner not working in that, and I don't care. I'm never going to use Ghost Runners anyhow. But anyhow, so these are optional, added into Payoff Pitch, Game Pulse, the Ghost Runner, and the 3 batter minimum for relief pitchers, neither of which I'm ever going to use, but there they are. You can call a game early for rain, so you can have rain outs. I know that some cards and dice games do, I guess, have rain outs, so that's kind of cool. And the AI manager will pull starters like a real manager. So that's been a big thing when you're playing against the AI in this game. Is managing starters, managing relievers, and if you guys remember, on a very early beta of this, we were seeing really, really anomalous results with relief pitchers. So Dana tackled that, and now better. This is really, really good because starters were being pulled in kind of weird situations and things like that. So nice to see that. Player card hover now works for every at bat, and the right card is in multi-set projects. So that's really, really good. Custom team logos, and those are super easy to do, by the way. All right, now for the board game companion, updates their manual play entry reference guide. Keystrokes for every play in this section. Score almost any play by hand, interference, obstruction, infield fly, balks, pass balls, pickoffs, extended strikeouts, and more. Double plays and triple plays entered your way. So before you were just kind of limited to pretty much the garden variety double plays. Well, and we know that occasionally those strange ones pop up. So now you can do them. Faster single and double entry, smarter play entry menus, legal steals only, out menu by frequency, scoring accuracy, more accurate RBI, earned runs, balks, and pass balls. The right pitcher gets the loss and the blown save. Fixed pitcher decisions on games you've already played, and a cleaner dice log on ground rules. Handles huge free agent pools without lag. That's really, really nice. So I haven't really looked into the roster builder yet. But that is something that I do want to play with. And then pin shortlist, unlimited rosters and flexible draft rounds. And then remove pitcher stays out of the game. There was an issue where a removed pitcher was coming back to the game. I guess he's like, I don't need to go to the shower, Skip. I'm going back out on the hill. Batting order no longer skips hitters after a sacrifice bunt. Resume save games you've played ahead of, and smoother simulations on rare plays. So lots going on here, as you can see. I'm not going to read all this, obviously. But new plays that now can enter directly in the board game companion that didn't exist before are the ground rule double, a bunt single, infield singles, and inside the park home runs. So if you really, inside the park home run, I guess that's something you're not going to forget anyhow, but it's kind of nice if you want to score it that way. So other new things for outs, foul outs, line outs, the outfield with the outfield tag up, sacrifice fly, and a batter throw out, stretching a hit. On the bases and behind the plate, intentional walk, balk, pass ball, and pickoff, including a clean pickoff and an error variant where the runner advances. Nice stuff. Extended strikeouts to drop third strike, batter reaches in a wild pitch, pass ball, or error, and the strike him out, throw him out, double play with a multi-runner fielder picker. Pretty nice. Interference and obstruction, catcher and pitcher's interference, offensive interference. The rule decides who is out. Defensive interference and obstruction, the runner is awarded a base, and the infield fly rule, runner is out whether or not the ball is caught. Each of these gets a fixed collision-free keystroke, so your no-look scoring rhythm carries over, and each is filtered to appear only when it's actually legal. So that's kind of nice. And then he has something special kind of in here. Hey, Tim, it's been a while since I've seen you. Yep. So so Captain Carl, welcome in. So Captain Carl also uh, offering Chris that information too. Yep. Fear Strikes Out about Jimmy Pearsall, and then Eddie Wakis. Again, he wasn't the complete inspiration from the movie The Natural. And remember, The Natural is based on a novella by Bernard Malamud, and the ending is very different. If you've never read it, you should. It doesn't end the way the movie does at all, as a matter of fact. But there you go. But anyhow, the manual escape hatch. For an unusual play or a house rule with no dedicated button, the new manual one-time entry lets you set each base runner's destination by hand and name the fielders on an odd batted ball out. Nothing is saved or named. It simply maps the one-off outcome to the right stat categories so that the play is recorded correctly. Double plays, triple plays, entered your way. Entered your way. Have it your way, right? Burger King and all that stuff. So again, double play is no longer limited to a fixed list of combinations. You can now enter a double play with any fielder sequence by pressing the fielders in order. The same way custom fielder's choice picker already works. So unassisted twin killings, 3 unassisted, 6 unassisted, and uncommon relay combinations are all reachable. The familiar preset combinations stay for muscle memory. I use the mouse, but a lot of guys use the keystrokes. So however you want to do it. Anyhow, assisted fly and line drive double plays now also credit the relay throw, for example, an 8-3 double play instead of only the catch. So that's really nice. Triple plays are now a manual entry result as well, with both a caught liner doubled off path and a generic ground around the horn entry. So your basic unassisted triple play is the first thing, obviously, he's talking about. The, pardon me, the engine cleanly records all 3 outs in a single play and ends the inning with no run and no batter grounded into double play charged. Faster hit entry in the board game companion for bases, singles, doubles, whatever. Smarter play entry menu. So we're gonna like play out a mock game just for shits and giggles, and let's see if we can try to break it. So the AI pulls starters like a real manager. Let's go over this one a little bit. Saudi Krap from Bangkok. Wow, Unifix. Great to see you, man. It's been a while since I tried the game again with these new changes. So again, this is a release candidate right now. This is just beta testers, but I was like, and Dana's really cool with giving you guys a sneak peek and stuff like that. So that's what this is about. So this isn't released yet, but just stay up to date in the Discord for Payoff Pitch, and certainly when it's released too, I'll be on here with it. But again, I just want to remind everybody before I move along. This is just since like beta 5 is just showing. I mean, he's working so hard. There's been 2 updates this month. So version 1.1 not out to you guys yet, but will be. He hasn't gotten to all the possible plays yet, but he's getting there. Let's look at this AI manager pull stars like a real manager. How the AI, so this is not board game companion. This is if you're playing Payoff Pitch and you have AI manager enabled. Remember, you can play this as a true solitaire game as well. How the AI decides if the starting pitcher is now driven by the game in front of it rather than a fixed innings limit. Each starter gets a workload leash scaled to a stamina rating. A durable ace can carry a game deep while a back-end starter is on a shorter one. It's measured in batter's face, so a pitcher grinding through traffic reaches it sooner than one cruising through clean innings. Once a starter reaches his leash, the AI reads the situation the way a manager would. So in a close game, the AI will stay with him until the go-ahead or tying run actually reaches base. When the team is trailing, it gives a tiring starter more rope, leaving him in with the bases empty and lifting him as runners reach scoring position rather than pulling him the moment anyone reaches base. And when the game isn't close, it goes to a rest of bullpen once he's worked through enough traffic or leaves a tiring starter in despair, worn out bullpen. So taking one for the team. The result is fewer identical robotic hooks and more decisions that fit in the moment. The official fatigue rule is unchanged and still applies on top in the per strategy settings. The runs threshold and the closer's entry inning continue to work as before. This is also documented in the AI Manager user guide, which is, of course, right here, which we're not going to look at. And then we've got more accurate scoring going on. Right pitcher gets the loss and the blown save. fixed picture decisions in games you've already played. The cleaner dice log here on a ground out where no base run or advancement rolls actually made a third out or the base is empty. The dice log printed two bogus lines, an impossible 2d6 0 plus 0 equals 0, and a mislabeled ground out percentile that reused an earlier roll. The play outcomes were always correct. This was a display defect in the log only. Those lines no longer appear, and the same class of fabricated roll display was hardened across the flyout and ballpark effect path as well. Games already saved keep the old log text they were recorded with. So kind of getting into a little bit of, it's just getting deep into this all the way. So player card hover works now for every at bats, red card and multi-set projects. Pretty nice. So roster builder in custom leagues with very large Frasian pools, 7,000 plus players. I don't even know how that's possible, but okay. Since there's not that many seasons out for this yet, they're going to deal with 7,000 plus players as far as the release seasons. Now, if you're doing, I don't know, but anyhow, it's there, so it can handle large player pools now. Custom team logos, pretty self-explanatory. So there's a lot more here. When this becomes available, if you have it on Steam, it will auto update, and if you bought this from Sideline, then you just have to re-download. That's pretty much it. There's some other goodies coming out in the game, and I don't remember if that was mentioned in the on the Discord or not. So I should probably check before I say anything. Right? Chris says next time he's in Bangkok that he and Unifix should get drinks and listen. Yeah, of course you should. This is best listened to when you're drunk. All right, so we're just gonna let's take 1990 because we haven't played anything in 1990. And first, I'll show you guys how to do logos. Pretty simple. So the first thing that you want to do is wherever you have your logos in another game, so whether it's Action PC Baseball or wherever, just copy them into your Game Pulse directory, and I'll show you guys where I have mine set and where you want to save it. So you're going to go to, I just installed a game, just a Game Pulse, and then right down here to logos, and I was already a nice guy and copied all my logos from Action PC Baseball right into the logos directory. So it works kind of the same, just as the same way that you, I haven't copied all my ballparks over here yet. That's a lot. But the logo is a lot smaller. So that's where they go. There is a default directory that's created for logos. Pretty cool, right? Yep, nice. Okay, so how do you do it? Well, it's pretty easy. So we go to Baltimore Orioles, and you're just going to go down here. Team logo. Now, right now, for you, until this is out, you're just going to see default. But look, once you click this, right, we've thrown them in here. They're all here. So I'm just going for Baltimore 1990, wherever I have that. And Bob's your uncle, man. There we go. Now you got logos, and then if you want to, of course, customize your colors and things like that, you can. And I should probably call it Orioles, but there you go. So that's how easy they are. And I think it looks really nice, It's a nice little touch. Nice little touch, I think. So hope you guys think so too. And even if you don't, whatever. Boy, I thought I had more. Oh yeah, there we go. I was going to say, I thought I had more Boston Red Sox logos than that. But again, it's not like they changed them a lot either. So let's just go ahead and just, we don't, well, that doesn't look right for 1990, does it? Hang on a second, man. Is this it? No, that's one of the generic ones. There we go. So pretty easy, lemon squeezy. So it just looks much nicer. doesn't it? It just looks much nicer. Okay, so let's play an exhibition game between the Orioles and Red Sox. Let me make sure I've got the ballparks set for each of these. I do not. I do not. So let me find Camden. I think I had a Camden in here. If not, I'm going to have to put it in here, I guess. See? Yeah, that's not it. That's not what I want. So I have to... Tell you what, instead, let's just go back to 19... It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Let's just play an exhibition game. I'm not going to worry about the damn... I just want to find... it's an exhibition game. And let's just play... Orioles or Braves. No, not... Oh, no, forget this. Let's go back to 1955 where I know I have things set up. Okay, current day. But we're actually not going to play a game. We're just going to do an exhibition between two National League teams. Okay, so our away team is going to be Cincinnati and our home team is going to be Brooklyn. Okay. And we're not using the DH rule, so let's continue. And let's just generate lineups for each one. And I don't remember if I have this set for. Let me hang on a second, guys. It's been a minute. Project settings. Okay, so yeah, AI is turned off. I just wanted to make sure. Okay, everything's user controlled. Okay, good. Yeah, I was on the right track. Super Mega Baseball 4 is down to $6 on PS5 till July. And Super Mega Baseball 4 is amazing. It's actually a very deep game. Don't just get hung up on those cartoon graphics. It's every bit as deep as MLB The Show. Has a great franchise mode to it, all kinds of stuff. And you can create your own players in it as well. MV did the 1906 Cubs in that game. So, Steam summer sale's on too, and I'm guessing it's probably on sale in the summer sale on Steam as well. So, all right, let's try this again. Exhibition game. Okay, and again, the only reason I'm picking National League teams is because let's do Giants and Dodgers. Just because that's what I have set up as far as the ballparks. Except I don't know why it keeps going to default ballpark. Perhaps because yeah. So he's got to fix this, man. I want to be able to just pick the ballpark, and I don't know why I can do that. Anyhow, let's just continue. And let's just generate. I just really want to see how the board game companion is going to work and play ball. Okay. Oh, there we go. It's got Ebbets Field anyhow. All right. So we're just going to start out, and we're just gonna play. So let me go ahead and cancel this. So we're not actually doing an actual baseball game. I'm not rolling up anything here. I just want to see. Let's just go ahead and let Ray Cott. Let's have him get a. Let's have he's an out. All right. So payoff pitch, and this is an out, and let's make this a pop out to the catcher for out number 1. Okay. Pretty easy. Again, I like how it shows it down there, and we're going to try to get some weird plays as we go along, and even have some for the chat. Don't make anything silly that would be not be possible, but let's try to create some situations. Okay, next up is Whitey Lockman, and let's get Whitey Lockman. Let's have him. Let's get him a base hit. Okay, and just complete the play. All right, so he's on first. Again, so the purple and all that, you can just go in and customize the team colors. I just didn't do that yet. So you can use all that kind of stuff. All right. Again, there's no player cards to hover over because we're using this strictly. This is board game companion, so we're not really playing payoff pitch baseball. All right. Here's Hank Thompson. I can't remember if Whitey Lockman was a base stealer. I don't think so. But it's all right. We're just playing what we're playing. So let's do a balk. Okay, and complete play. Okay, cool. There we go. So Oysk Balks, payoff pitch to Thompson. All right, and let's say that's let's just do an out, and let's do a ground out. Okay, and grounder to first, and let's say that the runner on second holds. Complete the play. So we can do pitcher covering 3-1. We can just complete play that way. Okay. So that one is done. Okay. So pretty cool. Seems to be playing nicely. So 2 outs. Sid Gordon's up. Let's see what it does. We already know. Let's see what happens. Just for shits and giggles, there's a pickoff, and the runner's picked off. Complete the play. And he is out. And that does it. So Giants nothing, and the Dodgers coming up. All right. So Roy Campanella. Let's see what's under special. What happens here? So let's call it catcher's interference, complete play. And Campanella is on. Catcher's mitt tips the bat. Batter's awarded first base. Okay. Throw a play at me, guys. Something kind of realistic. Gil Hodges up now. All right. Again, I'm not rolling anything. Just want to run the board game companion through its paces a little bit. So up here is where you're going to see your logos, by the way, when they're when you put them in. So yeah, I think it's looking pretty nice. Looking pretty nice. All right, if I don't see a play come in, I'm just going to keep making them up. All right, line drive, throw back to first, a double play. Ooh, okay. Let's see. All right, so we're going to line drive. So out, line out, and let me see. Okay, we got one. We got a runner on first. So let's say it's a liner to short, and runner out. Runner at first base thrown out, and which fielder put out the runner? So the catcher pick the catch fielder if unassisted. So I'm not. So this is weird. So line out to the short, and then to where are we here? There it is. Okay. There we go. So he's out. So it's going to show that advance, but he's out. So he's doubled off, which is what you wanted to do. So Hodges lined into a double play. All right. So 2 down. Here's Jim Gilliam. Thank you, Christopher. I appreciate that. Not having to wait too long for a play. I like Jim Gilliam, and we're gonna let's see what happens. What's manual? So manual entry, the rare fallback. Pick the play shape. Okay, so let's say it's a batted ball out. Okay, fielders, press fielders in order. Last is the put out, then done. So 6-4-3. All right, let's say this was this is kind of weird because it's just one runner. So let's just call this just a 5-3. So this is going to be for those weird things, right? And done. And complete the play. And batter out 5-3. Okay, end of the first. Cool. All right, let's get a few guys on base here and let's make a mess. We love Carl Erskine, but payoff pitch. This is going to be a hit. And let's do a double. But let's say he is going to be what? Should we have him out stretching? No, let's do an error on the play. And let's say that the third baseman committed the error, and it's a 2-base error, and right now we'll just complete the play. And let's see what we got. Okay. Sid Gordon reaches on a miscue by Don Hoke. All right, brings up Al Dark. All right, now, we've got an error, but so Sid Gordon is on there. Whatever I did there seems to work. Let's see. All right, so we got Sid Gordon. Let's see what we can do here with a stolen base. Not that Sid Gordon is going to try to steal home, but he's out stealing home. Just trying to find some weird shit that can happen. And certainly stealing home in 1950s baseball, not a thing. All right, Al Dark in there now. And let's give him a double. And let's make it a ground rule double. Okay, and complete the play. All right. Okay, rips one. Let's look at our box score so far, making sure that everything is looking like it should. So yeah, we can see that Aldark with the double. Sid Gordon caught stealing. I don't know. Was he caught stealing? I believe he was. I don't remember now. Jeez. Okay, pass ball. Ray Cat made an error, as did Don Hoax. So we have 2 errors in this game? Yep, we do. Okay, cool. All right, so we got Al Dark at second. Here's Dusty Rhodes. Certainly not the Nature Boy. Let's call this a hit, and let's make it an infield single. Can we do that? Single. Wait, let's cancel this. Go ahead. First and third. Third base. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, first and I don't have runners on first and third yet, so we've got to make that. Okay, all right. So let's get the third. So runners at first and third. All right. So just for giggles, let's do a base hit here for Dusty Rhodes. Just a regular old base hit, so we can get runners at first and third. Single. Runner on second makes it to third, and let's complete the play. All right, now let me try to read here what you're wanting. Oh, Willie Mays is up. Okay, first and third, third base runner. Hey, Craig Scarborough, how you doing? First and third, the third base runner is obstructed. The first base runner interferes with the defense at the same time. Holy shit, I don't even know how I'm going to put that in. Let's see. Let's see, because you're talking about something super rare now. And I'm guessing we may have to. Yeah, easy peasy. Yeah, right, Craig. I hear you. No, let's cancel. Is this gonna be manual? Select what happened while the batter was to play. Let's see what happens with manual. Okay, so I've got to go back and read what Chris is writing. It happened to a softball game 15 years ago. You're still debating. So it's not what the game's gonna do, Chris. There's no. So what we're doing is with this kind of thing, we're gonna have to. We're doing a manual entry in this. Okay, but you're talking about obstructed. Okay, so let's go back to this again. Let me leave this up here so you guys can read it and maybe help me out here. Because if it happened to Chris 15 years ago in a softball game and they're still debating it today, then this is something pretty damn special to him. So first and third, okay, third base runner is obstructed, and the first base runner interferes with the defense at the same time. So, oh shit. Okay, let me see what we got here. Out hit error, wild pitch, pass ball, balk, pickoff, special. What's special? Let's look at special first. Okay, so, we do have, there we go. Look, Chris. We have defensive interference and obstruction. Now, can we do both? That's the thing. All right, so let's do this. So the runner on third is obstructed. Okay, so there we go. So what happens, Chris? Is the runner on third scores? Is he out? Is the runner on first? So we can break it down by this. Okay. So how are we going to do this? Because the game's not going to make the rule. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay. This is going to be like if we were playing Payoff Pitch, that would be interesting to see what that would happen. But we're playing this as a board game companion. We're pretending I'm rolling a game of APA or Strat or whatever the hell we're doing. So let's just say the runner on third is out, and the runner on first base, he interfered, right? So is he out on interference? Can I go? What happens if I go back? Okay. Oh no. Okay. So then Dusty Rhodes is out because of interference, right? So the interference takes precedent. Let's see what we get. So let's see what happens. Both runners are out the way we did this, but if we go back and right, So let's go back. Okay, so again, we want to go to special because I'm feeling special here. So you had the interference take precedence. Okay, so this is defensive interference, right? Let me go back again. The runner is interfering with defense. Okay, so interesting. Runner interference. There it is. Okay, so the runner on first is out. Okay. Oh, so the way we would have to do this is the way we did it before. I think we have to deal with the runner on third first, right? Because if I complete the play, right, Al Dark is obstructed at third. This is a bizarre play, man. Hmm. So let's go back. So so we are back to where we are again. So let me try it the other way. So with obstruction, he's obstructed. So let's say he scores, um, and then the runner on first is going to be out because of the rule because he interfered with Gil Hodges. And then we can complete the play. And let's see, obstruction. The runner is impeded and awarded the base. So that was our runner at third. And the runner on first is out because of interference. So that would be one way that you could score it. So it looks like you have to work with the lead runner because when we tried with the interference at first, it didn't, I could have had whoever was on third now. I can't even remember. I suppose I can undo that last play. Let's do that. So Al Dark. So let's try this another way. I've never run across this in a baseball sim, but that doesn't mean it can't happen. Okay, so let's try it again, payoff pitch, and let's go back and try it the other way. So you were saying that you made the interference. So that's what we did there. All right, so we do runner interference. So the runner on first is out, but you notice, look at that. I can't take care of the obstruction that way. So it looks like what we have to do is we have to start with the obstruction, and the runner on third will score, and the runner on first is out and complete the play. So that looks like that's how you resolve that play. So I might have to ask Dana if I'm gonna actually copy this out. So and you had two outs when this happened. Okay. So the Giant. So but he's awarded the base. So but now this doesn't solve. That's the way to do it. But with two outs, yeah. So that's your second out. So but if there was two outs when that happened, then interference is going to take precedence over the runner scoring. So that's correct. I believe, I don't know if Tim is still here. He could probably bring us to the rule that would do that. But the that runner interference is gonna take precedence. So that third out would happen. You guys had that two outs, so that third out should happen. So the problem is if we undo the last play, we only had one out. So I can't go back anymore. So we can create the situation again. Let's go ahead and have Willie Mays do something here. He's going to fly out to center, fly out center field, and let's go ahead and let's let the runner let's let Al Dark come home anyhow. Why not? Okay, there we go. So tags and scores 1-0 Giants. Okay. Now we got Don Mueller batting with two down, and let's set up that first and third situation again with two down, and let's see what happens. Okay. So let's have Don Mueller hit he's going to get a base hit, and runner on first makes it to third, and we'll complete the play. All right, now we have the situation that you had back in your softball days, right? Okay, runner interference with less than 2 outs is scored by crediting the batter with a fielder's choice or base hit. Okay, that's less than 2 outs, but we're talking about 2 outs. So in that case, Tim, I'm pretty sure that that runner's interference would take precedence and the third out would be recorded, and the runner on third who was obstructed would not score. I don't think it would allow 2 outs on a play when there's already 2 outs. So yeah, I mean, how would you, the closest fielder in returning other base runners to their time of pitch bases unless forced to advance. Okay. So I think just the issue that Chris is trying to say that happened to them, that they were debating, it seems to me that let's just see what happens. All right. Now again, so I'm thinking that runner interference, because the Pirates got nailed the other night on a runner interference, which we ended up losing the game because of. It was very, very weird play. And I forget, I think it was Spencer Horwitz that interfered with it. So, Chris, you brought up a weird play, man, but that's cool. But it doesn't look like it's more like, okay, how am I going to score this? And what's nice about it is you have special and you have manual, which is nice. So if we look at manual, this is where we can pick like with runner advancement, what's going to happen. So it's not going to actually give the play a name, but it's a way for you to score some weird stuff that you might run into, and of course this special stuff is right here. So it's all thanks to Google AI. Okay. All right. All right. Let me see. So Tim says runs will count if the runner attempting to score across the plate after the interference occurred. So yeah, but is this right? So Google right is telling us. Okay, so runner interference with 2 outs. Let's look at this. Thank you, Tim, for that. Appreciate it. It says runner interference with 2 outs is scored by crediting the batter with a base hit. Okay, usually a single, and marking the interfering runner out. The play results in the third out of the inning and no run. Okay, so that's what I thought. Thank you for confirming that. Okay. The out's going to take precedence in that third out, because if you think about that, you could really cheat that. But so less than 2 outs works one way, and 2 outs. But I think too, what's important, thank you again, Tim, for that, is it looks like to make that play happen, which we did. Granted, we only had it with 1 out, but you have to deal with that lead runner, so you have to deal with him first, or you can't do it in reverse. And then you can't. But the only thing is you actually wouldn't be able to call interference on him. So because we go to runner interference, that's all you get. So, but the obstruction, which he hasn't gotten them all in, that could just be it too. So, on the obstruction, is he really out? So, maybe the game right now, or the board game companion, can't handle that. In fact, it'd be interesting to see even if Pocket Pennant Run can do that. Let's go ahead and get a strikeout here for the just the end of that inning. Okay, that was a good one though, Chris. Thank you. Will Holmes strikes out. All right, middle of the second. Let's set up a couple other scenarios here. So Don Hulk is up, and let's see what falls under special. Well, we already did this, didn't we? Pitcher interference. Let's see what happens. Okay, so illegally hinders the batter, whatever that means. So again, you've got to imagine you're rolling and looking. I should probably bring up the would be fun actually would be to bring up the Z chart in Status Pro Baseball and run a few of those plays and see what it can do. Maybe we could just do that. Anyhow, decision of time of play. The obstructed runner scored before the interference. The run would score. Absolutely disagree with that, because then you could just tackle the runner. Yeah. So I think that's why. So I think we got it right on what we did on here. But again, just as a board game companion, I don't know, and maybe somebody people who've played payoff pitch baseball are gonna know this a lot better than I. Whether or not there those kinds of rare plays are actually baked into payoff pitch baseball, I don't know. How about a live ball? Wait a minute. The runner misses second. That results. Wait, a live balk that results in a triple in which the runner misses second base. I don't. I'm like, my brain is cooked right now. I'm trying to even figure out what we're trying to. So balk. Let's just pretend the runner is on. I guess, right? What are we doing now? Does this mean Pee Wee Reese is good? If Pee Wee Reese, would have Pee Wee Reese hit a triple, but he misses second? That's going to be close. So let's try that. Let's see what happens. Let me see. Special catchers, interference, pitchers, batters, defensive, obstruction, runner hit by ball. Nope, it's not going to be in there. A balk. The ball is live. Okay, I'm really confused because once a balk is called, how can there be a triple? All right, so I think I'm missing something here. Umpire calls a balk. How can there be a triple if there's a balk, right? Because what's going to happen is Don Hope, we got Pee Wee Reese up here, and so a balk is called on Hoyt Wilhelm, and Don Hope moves to second. Am I missing something here, guys? On a balk play, the ball's not live. It's going to, right? So Wade Hoyt comes to set position, and then he moves his foot. That's a balk. He starts his throw, starts a motion toward the plate, doesn't complete it. You know, the balk rule's crazy. So I'm not sure how, because a balk isn't going to be called after the pitch is delivered. Balk is when, so like, let's say we had, so let's say you had a runner on third, and the pitcher throws, but he doesn't release to third. That's a balk. If he comes to the set position, and then, you know, there's kind of like a movement, but it's not a delivery. You guys, you remember, read about the 1987 season, how many balks were called. I think that was the only time that umpires really had to sit down and study that rule. So my understanding is a balk happens, and that's called immediately, and the runner is, if there's nobody on, nothing happens, right? It's just, they're going to call a balk, but, right, so this runner on first is going to go to second on a balk. So we do a payoff pitch thing here, and we got a balk, complete play. That's all you can do, see? And then he's awarded second, which is what happens. Hey, Dave, how you doing? He says hockey doesn't have balks, just saying. And a quick pitch is a balk, but you can hit the quick pitch. Right. So basically, though, right, so what we're missing here is we don't have a play, which can happen. So even if we take the balk out of the equation, we don't have a way for this runner to be out by missing a base. I don't think. So let's try this payoff pitch. We might have to do this manually because, again, there's nothing special, because runner interference is not missing a base, right? And none of these things are germane to this. So let's go back and let's make this a manual play. So let's see what happens with runner advancement. Okay, we don't have anything for runner advancement. Batted ball outs. It's just going to be a put out. So there's no way right now in this board game companion, and I don't even think Pocket Pennant Run has that either, where if you miss a base, because if you miss a base, you're out. So Granted, Dennis said he hasn't done every possible play in baseball. He's still working on them. So that one's pretty rare, but can happen. So thank you. Dave, I hope you're doing well. And always, my friend. I know you said you were caught your announcement that you were doing some skating and everything, and I'm glad to hear that. I gave everybody a little bit of a fright, man. So hope things are progressing for you. Dave has also been beta testing this game, so and offering some great suggestions. And I think Dave Gardner's been bullshitting us all these years, calling himself a casual baseball fan. He knows his baseball, so don't let Dave Gardner bullshit you, man. And subscribe to that channel. Everybody here subscribe to Dave's channel anyhow. So, but still. All right. Anyhow, I'm liking the way it works as a board game companion. I think it would be fun again to bring up the Z charts, and because those things are just legendary in Status Pro Baseball. Those are a lot of fun, and then just run a couple of those weird rare plays. But also, I think the next thing is just going to be to actually play a real game, and using StratMax, and just see how everything plays out, which is what we'll do. You can see here that it is it's going to track, it's tracking everything that's going on, which is really nice and handy. And then plus, right, so it's sort of like having an on-field kind of score sheet thing going on, which I really like that. Pretty nice. It was, I just downloaded it, Dave, and installed it and just did a couple logos. So I got home from work probably an hour and 15 minutes ago. So it's in the Discord, brother. It's nice. It's nice. I like it. We're just gonna go ahead and jump out of this now. So game options, game, close game, and let's just close it. Boom. There, we're back. So which one was I doing here? Was it 1990? Yeah. So I already put in the Orioles, Red Sox, their logos, pretty easy. And I think that it's just a nice little addition, but there's some pretty considerable additions to this. And again, I'm gonna check the Discord because there's some new things on the horizon. Let me check the Discord, make sure this was a live announcement. Because I don't want Dana coming over. Although I'm going to be living in the Netherlands soon enough, and then he'll just go from Poland to the Netherlands, and he's going to beat me up, and I don't want that happening. Okay, so yeah, here we go. This is an announcement. So this was yesterday at 9:13, so I can tell you guys what's going on, what's coming up. The Game Pulse Summer Sale. So Steam Summer Sale is here. Game Pulse now 10% off starting today. So actually starting yesterday. So blah blah blah. Version 1.1, which you're looking at a release candidate of it, but look, new season sets. There's going to be a fictional season set. Matt, don't care. 2018, 1986, 1954 are coming. Also, this is pretty cool here. This one I'm stoked about. So with the Major League All-Star game right around the corner, so it is about 2 weeks from now, we're excited to announce a brand new All-Star set featuring 42 All-Star teams. So 21 from the American League, 21 from the National League. Built from our growing library of released season sets, you'll be able to replay classic All-Star matchups or create your own dream tournaments featuring baseball's greatest stars. This is awesome. And I forgot if I left a heart on this or not. So now you guys know. There we go. Oh, it didn't leave the heart, man. There it is. There I am. So that's super cool. I know this is not going to be like the All-Star games or whatever yet, but it looks like that's what they're saying. Maybe you're going to get 21 All-Star games. And Pocket Pennant Run, the All-Star games are included with it. Everything's free in that. And in Diamond Mine Baseball, you can actually buy the All-Star games, and it's pretty inexpensive to buy them all. So it's nice to see the actual All-Star games are going to be available. And again, you can also mix and match these with any seasons that you have and whatever, and build whatever you want. Not sure what this fictional season set is. I guess it's just fictional players. So some good stuff here, and they are releasing more and more stuff. 1954 would be, I think, a great season played. 1986. I predict a lot of people are going to be jumping on 86. Let's face it, that was a great World Series and pretty damn fine season. Not for my Pirates, but certainly for a lot of other teams. So there you go. I'm going to go ahead and close this and back to this. So everybody that missed it, how do you do logos? Pretty simple. So this time we're going to click on Cleveland. Wait, don't already do? Yeah, Cleveland Indians. Go down here and then just pick what year, 1990. So just again, copy all of your logos into the directory, the Game Pulse logos directory, and then just find the logo that you want, your appropriate logo or not, as you see fit. So that looks about right, and then just click OK, and there you go, 3 logos in, and that really dresses the game up. And of course, I haven't done the ballparks yet for 1990. I was just showing just how to set up a board game companion season. So anything that has a red die beside it is a board game companion thing. Anything that doesn't. So in our case here, 1969, 75, and 72 are come from the actual seasons that you have. So that's really kind of it tonight. I think when we do this, and hopefully, if I don't go out tomorrow night, we're gonna fire up a game of Strat Max, and we're gonna go back to our 1955. I'm gonna set up another 1955 replay in Strat Max, because in Strat Max you're limited to just one team. So I already have a Brooklyn Dodgers project going, and then I'm gonna pick some team from the American League. I'll look at Baseball Reference, anybody but the Yankees. Sorry guys, but I don't feel like managing the damn Yankees too. Pick somebody here, get it all dolled up, get it ready to go, because I think there's enough in there that if Strat throws something weird at me, we'll just make something up. But I really want to get moving on this and just get a feel for this as a board game companion. But also, remember, in this game, you can import games. So you're getting the actual scores of all these games. And so what I want to see is how things play out with Strat in this thing, how this acts as a board game companion. And then it's also going to be fun to sort of go back and look at Strat and how I'm going to be doing with the Brooklyn Dodgers with the actual stats, actual scores, which is really cool. And you can just import any games anywhere that you want. Really nice. And this was, I think, Big Rev Kev, I think, was the guy who had suggested this and talked to a couple other game developers about it. They didn't like the idea. Dana did. And so, yeah, the Yankees pounding the Washington Senators 19-1. You can go back and look. This is it. And the box scores are brought in, all the stats, everything tracked for you. So I think that's super cool. Whereas in a game like Pocket Pennant Run, you get, and I'll show you the difference here really quickly, which, again, Pocket Pennant Run, awesome stuff. But if we play a game from history, which is a great way you do season replays, and if we go to 1974 and we load it, so we do get the historical scores down here, but these scores and these stats that actually happened aren't going to be reflected in your replay. So you actually have to replay the games, but you at least you have those games here. So that's one of the things I think that makes Payoff Pitch very special. Is now when you're managing and whatever game you're playing, that your replay is going to be happening in the context of all the other actual games that you don't want to play, and however you want to do that. So what a fantastic idea. It's almost one of those, what was that, the V8? I could have had a V8 type moments. Do you guys remember that? So there we go. Yeah, that's it. I'm clicking on Mickey Mantle, and there's his all the season stats. These are imported from RetroSheet, so good stuff. Hey Mike, how you doing? He says, let's say I have a season and payoff pitch that is not in Game Pulse. You can still do a replay in Pulse because all the seasons are there. Yeah, you can. Yeah, so you don't have to own the season. So, and if you look here, there's no 1955, right? There's no 1969. Well, actually, there is a 1969. I'm sorry. There's no 1955. There's no 1989, and there's no 1990. So yeah, you can still play it. But you'd be, I'm guessing you'd using it as a board game companion, but you're still playing Payoff Pitch. So yeah, because all the seasons are here. So just very quickly, we're just going to do just a new project really quickly, and let's do it as board game companion, and there you go. So choose a season from all available RetroSheet data. This goes back to 1871. All the way up to, unless my screen's being weird, I think to 2024. I don't know why 2025 is not in here. So, Mike, let's see, you're a Yankees fan, so you would probably say 1978. And then we start the replay there. We can just do playoffs if we want. Okay, I have to, so let's just put, we're just going to put STM Yankees. Just assuming, let's say you have the 1978 season, create the project. And everybody's in there, and there we go. So we can actually look at their, look at the rosters. I have this, actually I need to set this. This is a suggestion I had. So you can go to project settings in this, and what I want to have everybody enabled, right? So we're going to ignore active rosters. The reason I did that is because when I was first trying this with 1955, Strat had substituted a player in, or had started a player. It was a guy for the Pirates. Kurt Roberts, I think, was his name. And he wasn't active on here. And so I said, Dana, can we just make these all active? So, and I do want to disable all the managers here, because we're doing this as a board game companion. So no AI ever. I just want to check that, and should be okay. Let's go to teams. I want everything to be set all to user controlled, and then except for setting the ballparks, this thing's ready to go. Yep. So, but you would play it. You would just be using Payoff Pitch then as a board game companion, just as if you were playing Strat, APA, whatever. So, but how cool is that? So if we were to import games right now, let's say, let's see. So we could just, right now, this Twins Mariners game, we could just import it right from RetroSheet, and there we go. Okay, now if we go back, so the Mariners won that one 3-2, and we can view the box score, and all of these stats, the scores, everything, these are going to play out in your season. So then we go to the current day, and again, we can just, right here, you don't even have to go. We just go import today's games, and then just click OK. All right, and if we go to that previous day, we can see the Reds defeating the Astros 11-9, and the Twins 5-4. And it's going to show that this was an imported game. Pretty cool. And then, again, go to current day. And then if we were to go, let's see, when do your Yankees play? Somewhere in here. Where are the Yankees? Where are the Yankees? Are the Yankees still in the league? Sorry, Mike, I couldn't resist. Couldn't resist. They're somewhere on here. And they're probably because I didn't set up the teams yet. I can't believe the Yankees wouldn't be playing yet. When was their opening day? Because usually by day 3, everybody's playing, and I'm just probably really tired and not seeing it. So anyhow, regardless, geez, I don't see any damn Yankees. And you can play any of these games too that you want. So the limitation that I'm running into is in Strat Max, you can't, which really sucks. You can choose to play the game out. which is real nice, or just import games. Let's go ahead and import all the games for today. Bob's your uncle. So you have to play the games that you want to play first. There we go. And go back to that other day, and there we go. Everybody's in now. Geez, the New York Yankees even start? Where are the Yankees, like, missing from this or what? I swear to God, there they are. Yankees and Rangers. So the Yankees haven't played yet, and then we can just play it. And it's already, there's the lineups, and Guidry versus Matlack. And I haven't set anything up here for ballparks or anything like that, but it's really that easy to do. And unlike with seasons that you've bought, you don't have to copy these. So in other words, I could go in and start assigning ballparks to all of these. Whereas with these, if I hit 1963, you'll notice if I try to, I can't do anything with ballparks. I can't do anything with logos or anything because it says it's a DLC project view only. So teams cannot be edited. This is very similar to the way Baseball for Windows does it. If you buy a season from APA, the season itself will be protected. So you're basically making a copy of it, and that's pretty much what you're doing here too when you're creating a project with a season that you've bought. So if you guys wanted to relive, you've got 1964 for the Phillies swoon. That's being kind, calling it a swoon, right? You would actually create a new project, select the season. So if you go to new projects here, it's going to show you the seasons that you have, and then you just go from there. So, and in our case, I would just select 1964. So we go to historical replay mode, and then you just choose from your installed DLC, 1964, and then just name the project. And that's how you do it in Payoff Pitch, if you have the season. And if you don't, you still have all the seasons. So if you're a really wealthy dude and you have every season available for your favorite cards and dice game, you're ready to rock and roll, man. So I think they've done doing a great job. And I should say it's Dana. But again, he's been very, very, very just super. And there's Rick Monday's actual stats. Very responsive to everybody. So I haven't tried these yet. This custom ratings board game companion overlay. So apparently you can. Do you guys remember when Dave Gardner was doing back in Pocket Pennant Run version 2, and he was using he plugged all those ABCD ratings before Pocket Pennant Run actually went to actually showing the cards. He was actually putting those ratings in Digital Diamond Baseball. So this looks like kind of the same thing. If you wanted to show the ratings on screen, like for Strat ratings, APA ratings, or what have you. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. So kind of, I think it's just pretty robust for that kind of thing. Just a reminder that right now on sale for $24.95 from DK Sports is the Baseball History Collection 2026 edition. There's also another thing, if you guys don't want to go that way, and I want to show this, and then we're going to close this off. So, Dana, I want to thank you for the just bloody amazing work that you're doing, for Christopher Slovic trying to throw us off here, which is super, super cool. But let me bring up DK Sports, because I do want to show you a new project that they have that could... I don't know that I'm going to buy these because I do have the Baseball History Collection, but it would save me a lot of work. But I do want to show you guys this. This is a different way to do a season replay. It's kind of different. It's kind of weird. Let's see if I can find it. Is it in Special Collections? Where the hell is it now? I'm going to have to find it again. Because this is neat. Is it peak seasons? Yeah. So check this out. So there's 11 seasons right now that they've done, and these are all based on the Baseball History Collection. And it's like, I wish I would have thought of this too. So here we go. Ever wonder what your favorite seasons would be like if all players had performed at the peak of their career during that season? So, reimagined peak seasons include real life rosters. So, players who played with more than one team are in that year are placed only on the team with whom they played the most games. But remember, in Action PC Baseball, you can also then, if you really wanted to get anal about it, do some trades. But I think this is a fun way to kind of have a different narrative, if you will. Real stats and ratings are replaced with baseball history collection stats and ratings. So updated lineups, depth charts, and manager profiles are based on revised roster. So if you have the baseball history collection, which I know a lot of us do, and you want to put in the work, you could just recreate these. Or for $8.93, you could just buy per season. And I told everybody last night that was here for this, I said, if you guys pick a season, give me a consensus. I'll buy one of these and we'll do it as a little project to see what happens. But we had one person voting for 1978 and somebody else voted 1982, and we couldn't get any consensus after that. I wouldn't mind picking up one or two of these and just try it. So if somebody can come up with something, the only one I'm not really terribly interested, is going to shock everybody, would be 1914. Not really, in 1993, but any of these others are fair game. I think 1967 would be fun. 1934, one of my favorite teams here, the St. Louis Cardinals, and that was a great World Series between the Cardinals and the Tigers. But I know not a lot of folks here are going to know those 1934 teams. So I don't know what you guys would think would be a fun season to do, because it would be a lot of work to recreate these. But to buy all these, it actually costs more than the baseball history collection if you bought them all at once. I wish you had a little package deal, but I don't know. I'm kind of thinking 1978 would be fun, because my Pirates were good in 1978, and of course we all know about the Red Sox and the Yankees in '67, of course, the Amazons in '69. But maybe we could, who knows? So I think it's fun. I really wish I would have. I wish I would have thought about doing something like this. I've thought of other projects to do with the baseball history collection, but this one's super cool. If anybody has a season suggestion, a couple, if I can just get right now, the two seasons are 78 and 82. So that have been named. I can't afford to buy them all right now. It's $100 minus 20%, but still so it would be $90, and I'm not going to buy kind of what I already have. That's why I was thinking about maybe just picking up two of these just to see how they work, or even just one. So let me know if nobody feels like naming a season right now. I guess you could leave it in the comments. But if I don't see anything in the comments within the next couple of days, I'm not going to worry about it. This is probably going to be something that maybe down the line, if they add more seasons, like, then it's like, okay, yeah, this looks cool. I guess I'll buy it. I'd like to get them while they're still at $9, though, not at 15. Oh, Rabbit, you know what? I'm going to have to start the whole thing over just for you. Hey, Paul, welcome in. All right, you ready, Rabbit? And there we go. And so, there, you got it. But again, great work here that they've done. Let me minimize it. So great work by Dano so far on the board game companion. But I do want to write to him about that, because you could get that bizarre play, and so where how because we had to deal with that lead runner, which makes, I guess, some sense. Although it was the interference that would have been the third out, so maybe that's not such a big deal after all. Yeah, hey, always, always pleased to do a rewind, man. Which play? Oh, Paul. Oh my God. Let me go back. It's a weird play. It's something that happened in Chris Slovak's softball league like 15 years ago, and I suspect, God, where the hell was it? Because like Tim even went back to look up the actual baseball rule, or found it on Google AI because. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna put it up on the. I'm gonna comment on the screen. Aaron Reed, I didn't even see you come in. How you doing, man? All right, here you go, Paul. First and third base runner is obstructed. The first base runner interferes with the defense at the same time. I wonder what the game will do. So we figured out how to do it, but then Chris said, Oh, but we had two outs. So at two outs, and Tim was able to just confirm this, that we were right, is that the interference nullifies the score. They did it as a timing play, but as soon as that interference calls, even if that runner on third was obstructed, he doesn't score because on the runner interference at first. So that's it. Aaron says he's listening to the Giants and Braves game. All right, yeah. Well, your Reds beat us tonight, 6-4. So there you go. Yep. All right. Yep. There you go. Right with me. That's all right. We're gonna take the next two from you. So, but good job. Yeah, good job. Yeah. Interesting play. Now with less than two outs, something different happens. Then the run scores, but that second out is recorded. So, but the way we did it, or the way we did it was right because on two outs, you can't that run's not going to score. Could you imagine how you could exploit that? That would be pretty crazy. But what it was right. Yeah, the runner obstruction. The other thing was just a discussion of the balk rule. But there is one play missing, Paul, and it's also missing in pocket pennant run baseball. It's rare, but it happens. So Chris had mentioned we'll leave the balk thing out, but it's just about a triple. Somebody hits a triple, but they miss second base. You're out if you miss a base, and that's exceedingly rare. But there's no way to account for that in this game, and I do not believe there's a way to account for it in pocket pennant run either. Let me. I'd actually have to start a game in pocket pennant run. Well, it'll take a second, but I don't think there is one. I don't think there's a way to account for that. The runner misses a base. So let's go ahead and load that. Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought I selected 1974. Boom. There we go. And let's just do Brewers Red Sox. Because I just want to see if it's in here, but I don't think it is. Okay. And that's fine. Okay. Boom. Let's just go to outs. I just want to see if it's even available. Doesn't look like it. Right, so award a triple, but then click runner and erase him. I mean, so you can kind of finagle it around. But there's some extra real estate here. But been waiting forever for the game, so hopefully Craig does sign off on it and maybe see it this weekend. Hint, hint, hint. Not this version, but I know. Well, I guess it would be this version, right? So, the click runner and erase him like Digital Diamond Baseball. Well, let's try that. Let's try that. Okay, let's say Tommy Harper hit a triple. Let's just use this as a I guess maybe a little board game companion here. Okay, so Tommy Harper hits a triple. Okay, now what you're saying is I have to click him and board game assistant. So just remove runner, or am I out on advance? So that's what I want to know, Paul. So Tommy Harper missed second. So I have two ways to get rid of Tommy Harper. He can be out on an advance or remove runner. Obviously, a pickoff's not going to work because we still want that, right? He's still going to be awarded that triple, I'm guessing, right? So how do I get rid of him in board game assistant in this? Because I guess we would have to kind of do it the same way in payoff pitch. So you would remove the runner. Let's see what happens when we remove the runner. Okay, please select batter up before beginning a new play. Okay, well, that didn't work. So, hey, look at that. Now we found something for pocket pennant run as well. He's not going to be out on an advanced because that's not going to record the triple. Batter up first. Okay. So we have to bring the batter up. Then I have to. Okay, that's really counterintuitive. But again, it doesn't happen a lot. Say remove runner. Is removal of third base runner due to an out? Yes, it is. Removed by player represented by 0, 0. But now if I bring up the score sheet, so okay, all right, that works because he's credited with a triple. No, I mean it works. It works. So he's getting a triple, but he's out. Poor Tommy Harper. Tommy, we're sorry. We don't mean to pick on you. So that's how we would do it. Let's get rid of that and that. Boom. There we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and just back out of this and let's see if we should be able to do. Can we do the same thing in payoff pitch? I don't think we can. Okay, you had it. Okay, so we know how to do it in here. We got to bring the batter up first, and then we got to take care of the runner. Okay, but I wonder how we would do it in here. Let's set it up really quickly here with just an exhibition game. Yep, don't care, don't care, don't care. So again, let's just go to our buddies, the Giants and the Dodgers, and let's set it up and let's see if we can do it. Okay, we're just going to generate, and play ball. Top of the first, and we're not going to waste any time here. Ray Cott is going to hit a triple. Okay. So he's not going to be trying to stretch it. So we want to make sure that the triple, because he's not trying to go for home. The idea is that he missed second base. So would we complete the play? Okay. I can't click on him, but if I go to a payoff pitch, and if I go to special, that's not going to work. There's nothing here that's germane to that. So manual, it's going to be, yeah. So so in payoff pitch, if a player misses the base, you can't fix that, or you can't record that, I guess. Pick the play shape. So runner advancement. So just the runner on third is out. That's the only way you do it. Okay, so we've always, okay, then complete play. Okay, okay, that didn't record the run. This doesn't have a score sheet, unfortunately. But let's see if he's credited with a triple. So he is credited with a triple. Okay, so that's how you do it in here. Okay, that's cool. So you have to do it as manual in this. Okay, pretty cool. So there you go, Chris. It's doable. To be fair to Dana, we're talking about, yes. No, 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 no. I know that. Believe me, more than fair to Dana. What I asked the guys, though, Paul, was just give me some bizarre plays. Not like something really weird like, dude falls out of the second deck onto the center fielder as he's trying to throw the ball. But yeah, he's done an incredible job. Realized every runner needed to be clicked on. Yeah, exactly. So that's really nice. So we'll do something here with, let's have Lockman reaching an error by the catcher, one base error, complete play. And so what Paul's talking about is right here when we right, being able to click when we go to this payoff pitch, we can go to either special, which is real nice, and right there we can hit that runner interference, or if we could cancel the manual thing is right here. So let's say this is a runner advancement, and boom, 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 and then what you just saw there, where we were able to account for the triple counted, but then he was out on the play. So using that manual sort of thing. So pretty cool. No, what? No, I don't eat. No, I saw that in Facebook. I'm like, why? Why would you? No, I don't agree. I'm with you that I do not agree. They've built a brand with that. I think that would not. I don't think that would be a good idea. I know they're doing the right. There's like two golf games or something like that. I don't know, but nope, don't agree either. I wish Craig and Matt wouldn't do it. but who am I, dude? I'm just a dude that bought the game and plays it. So Mike says, unless it's already been added, it'd be cool to have 2d6, 2d10 dice to be added for manual entry. So, are you talking? If you're talking about payoff pitch, so payoff pitch is going to be different than pocket pennant run because pocket pennant run lets you create any dice that you want. And I think you know that, right, Mike? So, if we go in here and let's just do a random game. Well, we're not going to actually do one, but we're just going to pick and print a game. Coolest. This is the coolest feature of pocket pennant run baseball, I think. By the way, White Sox Twins 1976. Why not? Print play game. So play game day, and so right now we already, Mike, we have these 8 games. But the other thing that you can do is you're talking about create a custom dice set, right? So so what you're saying, you wanted to have 2d6s and 2d10s. Well, you can do this. So die type 1 is a d6, and let's just make them green, and whatever color, doesn't matter, right? So see how easy that is. And then you want what, 2d12s? There you go. And yeah, we'll make them green and blue. I always like green and blue together. I think they look nice. D12 and blue. And Bob's your uncle. And then we can just put, I'll call them Mike's dice. Because I'll be playing this now. What the hell? What is that? Dice save successfully. And then you can do Mike's dice. Click OK. And I got an error. Oopsie. So anyhow, but that's how you do it. So there is no, right, but the manual entry in here, so payoff pitch doesn't use the dice except for the dice. So what you're saying is you want to be able to play this on screen. The complete thing, just the way pocket pennant run does, right? Yep. So no, you would still have to physically roll the dice in for pocket pennant run for a season that you don't have. So like this season like isn't available yet on Game Pulse 1955, but it may be on the cards. I don't know. Okay. So that is fixed now. Okay, the custom dice thing. Yep. Spotted that. Okay. But this game, Mike, that's why I've got to use Strat Max with this game, because I have to. I'm simulating playing Strat, and since Strat has all the seasons and this has all the seasons, it's easy to do that. But if I actually had room for a cards and dice game, I would do it that way. So there's no dice that you can roll in here unless you're playing a payoff pitch season that you have digitally. So whereas pocket pennant run, as you saw before we had our little crash there, you can make whatever dice you want and roll those up on the screen too for $14.99, baby. That'd be cool to add a dice roller to Game Pulse. You know what? I'll put that in the comments, or because Dana is really super responsive. Maybe it's something he's thought of. Maybe not. I don't know. But that would be kind of cool, actually. Why not? I mean, how hard? And it's not. It wouldn't be something hard to code, certainly. Yeah, I'll put it up in the beta test for him. So there's a lot of ideas from different people in the community that made it into the game. Some like mine. This was mine. I wanted to. I didn't want this to blend in with everything else, so this was one of mine. And I didn't check to see if the ground ball 2-3 is here, by the way, because that was missing big time. Let me see. Ground outs. Oh, shit. It's still not here. You still can't do a 2-3 put out here. Oh, damn. Not this way. You have to do it. You have to do this manually. Shit. Okay. Well, that's all right. So batted ball outs and catcher. first base. So you can do it this way. So there, it's done. And complete play. Batter out 2-3. Okay, so there you go. Nice. So fixed. Yeah, Mike, that would be nice. And I think like maybe in this real estate down here, or maybe have it as a widget where you could kind of move things around. I think that'd be great. What a great suggestion. What do you guys think about that? To play payoff pitch? Would you like to have digital dice in the game? Would that be something that you would avail yourself of? Now, my question to you, Mike, because I'd like to make this question as in depth for Dana as possible. Are you talking for just yeah, Paul likes it too. So are you talking about customizable dice the way Pocket Pennant Run has, or do you just want the payoff pitch dice in this game? Because again, if we're playing this as a board game companion, so Paul, do you know, if I might ask, I'm just curious how long it took Craig to sort of create that. I know that like I think that the dice was, I think that was your idea actually, wasn't it, to add the dice into Pocket Pennant Run? Or you don't need any dice at all, by the way, with it. As you saw, if you just click Board Game Assistant, there'll be no dice down there. Doesn't really matter what dice you're there. But yeah. So just the payoff pitch dice, that'd probably be pretty easy for him to do that then. Because they're already in the game. If you're playing payoff pitch baseball as opposed to this, right? So let's go out of this for a second. And let's pick a payoff pitch season. So 1975, and let's play an exhibition game after I make sure I've got my project settings all set up here. Okay, yep, got AM. I like my AM managers on. So, and let's go ahead and make all the players active just for shits and giggles. And we'll click save, and let's play an exhibition game. And who do we want to play? Who was 1975? Let's play the Pirates against the Reds for a minute. Cincinnati. Okay, I'll learn to spell someday. And also understand that everything is split up by league. There we go. Playing at Riverfront. No DH, baby. Generate, and play ball. Okay. And now you can immediately see that we are playing payoff. Now we're playing payoff pitch baseball. All you got to do is hover and you know it. You're not in a cards and dice project now. Okay. We had it noted to do, but he has done it first in Excel excellently, he says. Okay. Probably a couple of weeks. We're stealing one thing from Dana: the ability to export a season from any date to any date. So, does that also mean, Paul? So Mike, got your question. So yes, when we go to payoff pitch, the dice are already in the game. So what he could possibly do would, because you would need, it would maybe, I think it would be a case of maybe sizing this down a little bit, perhaps, or something. And I still love this option. So Paul, are you talking about the same ability that this game has, where you can import the retro sheet games as they were played? Is that what you're talking about? With native within the game too? Because that's something super, super cool that Payoff Pitch does. So, I mean, since Pocket Pennant Run already has all the seasons, that opens things a lot more, because I was really, really gushing earlier about how cool it is that your season replay now takes place with the backdrop of the actual season played out everywhere. So there's no guesses about how the other teams have done. Those are the real scores that come into your project. Whereas I know Pocket Pennant Run shows us the games that the historical scores, but you still have to play the game. So export first. Okay. All right. Great idea. Mike, I think you have August 31st to August. Oof, it's gonna be a while. Okay, that's cool. All right. Export a season to 31st August. Okay, it's very early for you over there. I know. But yeah, Mike, that would be cool. I think that if he had to do customized dice for any game, that might sort of take away from too much. But if you're talking about just the payoff pitch dice, I'll put it in there. Definitely. Definitely. Geez, now I want to play. All right, Fred Norman is going to deal to Al Oliver here. Ooh, I left the sounds on, but you guys can't hear them. Okay, and this one is going to be tough. And so Al Oliver strikes out. Oh, Al Oliver. All right, so one down. Here's Rennie Stennett. And here's the pitch to Stennett. And this is going to be a ballpark check at Riverfront, and this is going to be in play. And it's going to be popped to third. And Pete Rose makes the grab for out number 2. This game is such a joy to play. It really is. No, I'm not going to do the whole game, but don't want to scare everybody. Fred Norman to deal to the Cobra. And this one is patient. And we got a grounder to second. And Lil Joe up with it. And that does it for the Buccos. They go in order. We go to the bottom of the first inning. The Pirates nothing. The Reds coming up. Leading off, Lil Joe Morgan. John Candelaria gets the start for the 1975 Pittsburgh Pirates. And here we go. And this one is a ballpark check again at Riverfront. This is a wheelhouse. And fly ball, center field. Bill Robinson tracks it back and makes the grab for out number 1. Here's Pete Rose. And this is going to be tough off of Candelaria's card. And pop to second. And Rennie Stennett makes the play. Nice touch again. I love that. I really, really love that. Okay. So Pittsburgh Pirates looking to make the Cincinnati Reds go 1-2-3. Candelaria dealing now to George Foster. And here's the pitch. We got us a fast action card, baby. And we've got a ballpark check here. Let's roll that ballpark check. And let's flip that fast action card. And this is a single plus an error. Single plus an error. So Frank Taveras, little exclamation point, bobbles the ball, and Foster moves into scoring position. All right, 2 down, bottom of the first here at Riverfront, brings up Johnny Bench. All right, Candelaria studies a sign from Manny Sanguian and sets and deals. This one patient. And this one tapped right back to Candelaria. And that will retire the side. So the Frank Taveras miscue at short does not harm the Pittsburgh Pirates. And at the end of the first, we are scoreless at Riverfront. This thing is so much fun to play. Oh my God, I love this game. I really do. Okay, so import to HQ all of the real stats at that point. Play out the last month of the season, etc. That's cool. Okay. Love both for ease of use. If I went deeper thinking, you play Appa Master Game. Yeah. So let me know, Paul, did you message me a messenger for like Appa things that you might want? Let me know. I don't know. I mean, if you're still playing baseball for Windows, let me know. Yeah, they're both so nice. And no knock on Digital Diamond, but I'm not going to use that game as a board game companion. Not when these two exist. Why would I? But so some pretty good news. Strat is going to be in Digital Diamond Baseball. However, Strat Advanced, which is only fair, you are going to have to go through Derek Beckner to get to Strat Advanced. So you're welcome, Paul. It is. They're brilliant. I mean. And again, no knock on Mark Cohen's game. I can't wait for July so I can buy Digital Diamond 14. Looking forward to it. I don't play a lot of it. There's one thing I want him to add to that game, and you cannot play computer versus computer and have it pause between plays, and that drives me nuts. Or you would see that a lot more in his channel because I would rather interact with you guys and get bogged down in the managing and all that crap. And I just don't understand why such a simple addition can't be done. So you're going to use because of Status Pro Advanced. I just don't. I mean, I don't have the money right now to be buying, the Strat Advanced stuff. So I'm happy just playing Status Pro or yeah, Status Pro Advanced. So I'm going to be happy just playing Stat Pro Basic, and your addition of being able to click on the card for the play. That's that's got me really really super hyped. Status Pro Basic, I'm fine with it. Status Pro Advanced is amazing. But guess what? Got Stat Pro Baseball from Crash Davis. I really, really want to play um, some Status Pro Baseball Advanced. Already got it in another game, so it's all cool. But this thing, man, I'll tell you what. I love the flow of both games of Pocket Pennant Run and of Payoff Pitch. They both just play so well, and they both have very good baseball engines in them. I know down the road, Pocket Pennant Run is going to have more granular ratings, which I think is going to attract more people. I know Tim was saying that he really likes the game, Pocket Pennant Run, but he feels that the ABCD ratings are a little bit too broad, and I agree. I do agree. So hopefully it gets more like games like Out of the Park Baseball, Action PC, where there's a difference between where you have a B plus or a B minus or whatever that's going to be. I know that's not yet, but that's okay. But it is. This is so nice. And there's Richie Zisk, man. Here we go. Fred Norman deals to Zisk. I know I could go out and buy Payoff Pitch now, and I would know how to play it, and I love that. Okay, this one is Patient. Let's roll to Bones, baby. And this one a grounder to short. Concepcion over to Tony Perez for the 6-3 putout. One away now for Manny Sanguillen. And there we go. We can look at his replay stats right now for Manny. Boom. There we go. Okay. And here we go. Fred Norman ready to deal. And of course, you get actual stats down here. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Good job. This one is Patient and grounder to second. So Joe Morgan this time. So the Buccos not being able to get anything out to anywhere. Brings up the Gravedigger's son. Here's Richie Hebner. Fred Norman deals. This one tough. And this is going to be a grounder to second. So the Buccos once again go in order. Having trouble with the big red machine. And we go to the middle of the second. Still no score. And we got Tony Perez, Ken Griffey, and Cesar Geronimo due up. All right, here's Tony Perez. And here's the pitch. This one is going to be an in-play result. Fly ball, right field, and the Cobra has it, tracking it toward the track for out number one. Here's Ken Griffey, Senior. Thank you very much. This is going to be a tough and grounder to second. Stand it up and over Oliver for the 4-3 putout. So 2 up, 2 down for Cincinnati. Brings up Cesar Geronimo. And here is the pitch. This one tough. And whew, look at that. Called strike 3 on the corner. Candelaria picking up the K. So end of the second, no score. Boy, this is a hell of a game. I wish I would have started it earlier. I can save it, by the way, and come back to it. Maybe I will. Once I get I'm going to get the logos set up and everything now. I'm really, really excited about the logos. Game, I thought I could, yeah, can I just, wasn't there a way I can save this game? There's a way you can save the game in this, but I can't remember how to do it now. Maybe not. Yeah. Close game, return to the main menu. Oh, that was an exhibition game anyhow. Didn't matter. So that's really all I got tonight, guys. I'm going to go ahead and... No offense there, Mike, but I'm going to go ahead and trash a couple things here. Yup. You have to type delete, baby. So I like that failsafe. There, that's gone. And 1989, don't know why that's in there. I think I was, again, demonstrating something one night. 1989, pretty lackluster baseball season. Gone. There we go. So, Paul, the EU plan's moving along. I'm just trying to see what's available. There's a job over there in Dordrecht, which is pretty much what I used to do for FedEx Express. I've just got to, my boss is trying to help me figure out why that job isn't showing on the internal site, but on the external site. Ah, merci. Merci, mon ami, for that. I appreciate it. As soon as I got home, I'm like, is it up? Is it up? And it is. So, 1929, baby. This might be a project I'll do offline. I love the 1929 season, although, oh, so there we go. Oh, I didn't even notice this before. So look at this, man. So if you buy one of the older seasons when the Negro Leagues were still in existence, holy shit, I didn't notice this before. So look at this, man. The Negro National Leagues and Negro American Leagues are in here as well. So not only can you play 1929 major, well, they are major leagues, but you know what I mean, right? But wow, this is super damn cool. Shit. I really didn't know this was a thing. So, oh, super excited to meet you as well. I've been talking to my girlfriend. She's really, really excited. She's like, "Oh, this would be great." She said, "Does this mean we get to go to Cyprus?" And I said, "Yeah, we get to go to Cyprus." And she said, "Well, good because they, they already know they're invited to the Netherlands, so that's going to be fun." How the heat wave's moving your way, isn't it, Paul? So please be safe. I know she was saying that some friends of hers in Paris or in France, they're actually in Normandy. I'm sorry, not Paris. They're in Normandy, just frying over there, and we're going to get hit next week with a bad one. So, considering the nature of my job, I'm not looking forward to it. I'm 2 hours in the office and 7 hours out on the dock, so next week's going to suck. I found something else, Paul, that's really cool, and this is a legit thing. So it's a Greek island. It's called Syros, I believe, and you can go over there, stay for a month. They cover your food and everything, but there's like all kinds of cats there, and it's legit. And you actually get to live there for a month. You have to care for the cats for 5 hours a day. So I haven't told her about this yet, but I think maybe what we'll do is make a nice trip of it after we visit you in Cyprus. I think we're going to go to that little island in Greece and hang out with cats for a month. Yeah, you guys are used to it. And so you live up in the hills a bit. Yeah, but still, man, this thing is nasty, nasty heat wave. And God, the deaths from the drowning and things like that. And of course, as we know, Paul, most European homes don't have air conditioning. And I know that, right, they're just not used to it. Even in Ireland, Ireland got up to the mid 80s. Now, a lot of people might scoff at that, but mid 80s in Ireland is hot. That's very, very hot. The Irish are not used to that kind of weather at all. Especially when you get over on the western part of Ireland in the Aran Islands, you're talking in the summertime temperatures Fahrenheit in the 70s. So, D. Scott Howard, welcome in, man. He says I just finished a job with 4 cats and only 1 dog. Love cats, love dogs, love them all. So I think I'm gonna go to Syros. They're gonna pay for me to hang out as long as they have a little Orthodox church there on the island. That'd be cool. Which they're Greeks. There's Orthodox churches every 13 feet. So good stuff. So you just had new air conditioning the last 2 days. We moved house. So cool now. Yeah. So you're finally all moved in. Everything is all done. Paul, that's really good to hear. I know that was a big thing. And by the way, if Mrs. Paul is listening in, I don't know this early, but hello to her and long distance nice little peck on the cheek there. 2, 1, 2, boom, boom. Orthodox style, 3 times, 1, 2, 3. There we go. So the woman is a saint. She is a saint. Can't wait to meet you guys. It's going to be so much fun. We'll let Mrs. Paul and Tessa go get into trouble, and you and I can game and stuff like that, and then go out, hit a cafe or something at night. It'd be fun. Living her best life. I'm sure she is. I'm sure she is. And again, she loved that. Yeah. Well, I can't wait to meet her. I can't wait to meet both you guys. You and I have had some grand conversations. Yeah. So that's what we're gonna do. I got to get my passport situation straightened out. So blah on that, but it's all right. It's all right. And then big announcement. I'm actually going to go for full on Dutch citizenship, and shock, shock, shock. I'm going to be renouncing my American citizenship once I become a citizen of the Netherlands. Boom, I'm done. I can still come over here and visit, but that's where I want to be, and I'm just going to go full, not completely full native, because there will always be baseball for me. So she's worried as I don't sound so perky. Well, I did an 8.5 hour day today, and I came home, got changed, gave my cat some snacks, and downloaded the latest release candidate for this and jumped right on here. So I'm just a little bit tired is all. But I'm quite happy. Quite happy, quite perky, quite all that. And I'm stoked. I can't believe this. So, holy frijoles, man. You can play the Negro Leagues, man. That we Kansas City Monarchs, baby. I got to make everybody active there, but look at that. There's Bullet Joe Rogan, Newt Allen. Oh, this is fantastic. Frank Duncan. I really didn't know this was a thing. I didn't know this was a thing. If you buy a season or you install a season or whatever from Payoff Pitch, in which the Negro Leagues existed, that's super cool. So that's the same with 1921. It's not the same with 1921. Okay. So, but shit. What about 1933? No. So why is it just with the 1929? Is that? Oh, I know why. Because it's bringing in everything from Retro Sheet. So I correct myself, guys. So if you're doing a cards and dice project and you're importing from Retro Sheet, then you get the Negro League teams. Because the only Negro League teams that you get right now is this one down here, the Negro League Stars, which gives you enough to play with. What? 7 teams. Be nice if there was 8, but we can go with 7. So my bad. So that's why they're showing up in 1929. Okay. Still didn't realize it because I'm just like, oh man, cool. Because I love the 1929 Philadelphia A's, and how can you not? How can you not love this great team? Whew. These guys were monsters, just monster team. Put a hurting on the Yankees in 1929. They did. I'm just babbling now, man. Captain Carl, time for you to head to bed. Hey, thank you for coming in, Captain Carl. It's always great to have you in here. All right. Sleep well, my friend, and you're most welcome. How about it, Paul? Isn't that a great feature? And I have to say, a lot more accessible. The only problem with that is I don't think that Strat Max has the Negro Leagues. I don't think it does. Let's see. God, I haven't. Oh, skip the tutorial for God's sake. Just let me log in. Jeez. Glad to see me. Yeah, you should be. I'm paying you $20 a month. So yeah, I don't think the Negro Leagues are in here. Let's pick one. Let's say 1937. Yeah, so that's it. So, no Negro Leagues in Strat. That sucks. That sucks, man. Shit. Oh well. I don't think so. Let me turn this off. I don't think so, Paul. Let me have a gander. Let's see. All right, let's play a game from history, and let's pick 1937. because the Kansas City Monarchs and the Pittsburgh Crawfords were pretty tough. No, wait, yes, you guys have the Negro Leagues. In here somewhere, don't you? Oh, no, guess you don't. Or maybe you don't have them. Wait, didn't you guys have? I thought the Negro Leagues were in here. Right? No? Yes? Save your database teams. Let's look. Yeah, Negro League Baseball. So why didn't that come up in 1937? So is it you can't play Negro League, you can't replay Negro League seasons in this, but we could pick 1937 Kansas City Monarchs and do it that way. So they are there, but you can't play them in the regular season, like imported from Retro Sheet. Time for Craig to get to work here. No, because they're not even in Out of the Park baseball because it was engineered as a National League American League game. So um, there they are. They're the Monarchs. Maybe have them play the Crawfords. Same year. Same year. Or the Homestead Grays. You can't go wrong with either of those teams in Negro League Baseball. Let's go with the Crawfords and add them. Oh, jeez. No. There we go. That's better. I always forget to do that. Yes. I'm going to leave their fatigue ratings where they... Although, no, I'm not. I'm going to cheat. I'm going to give them all 9s. Does it work the same way in Negro League Baseball? Barney Morris is going to do that. And look at this. Oh, my God. Look at this, man. You got Hilton Smith over here. Willard Brown. Newt Allen. Cole Papa Bell over here in the lineup. This is good stuff. And wow, pictures. So let's just do advanced and yes. So no stadium, that's okay. There we go, baby. Negro League Baseball. Pretty nice. So you have an HQ Negro League set up with this. That's super cool. I'm gonna have to go back and watch your tutorials, Paul, for that. And for anybody that's curious, you can go in and actually assign stadiums and kind of create stadiums and things like that in this game. So, but right now everything neutral and Willard Brown at the plate, and here we go. This is, look at that, first Negro League game on here, and it's a base hit. Barney Morris giving it up to Willard Brown, base hit. All right, runner on. This is Negro League Baseball, going to be stealing all day, although Bill Perkins back there, good arm. The managers aren't set up here. Let's go ahead and attempt to steal. And he is safe. Willard Brown in there, had wheels. Newt Allen at the plate. Here is the pitch, and Barney Morris issues the walk to Newt Allen. Runners on first and second here for the Kansas City Monarchs, and brings up Ed Mayweather. Try saying that 5 times. Okay, and this one is going to be a batter 8, base hit. And we are off to the races, baby. Bases loaded, and we're going to leave it at that. We're going to leave it at that. Because I forgot about these. Now I've got to go out seam heads, and I've got to find these logos and dress this bad boy up. Because I've been wanting to do some Negro League Baseball on the channel. And it's a pain in the ass to do an Out of the Park. They're there, but it's a pain in the ass. And they're also in Action PC as well. But this is super cool. This is super cool. Yeah. All right, I've rabbited enough with my butterfly brain. So Thank you, everybody. Love to everybody to this family, and a special love to Mrs. Paul. And until the next time I see you, which will be round the batting cage. Might come on tomorrow afternoon with something. I don't know if I'm going to go out and knock back a few tomorrow night and sing or not, or if I'm going to just stay in. Tomorrow I was just planning on reading some Tolkien, hanging out with you guys a little bit, and then whatever. Send you season backup, all set ready if you tell me what I want. Woohoo! All right, I will. Let's get in touch sometime, Paul. We can always talk on this thing without going live. It'd just be nice to catch up because we've been. I know you've been busy. I've been busy. So maybe this weekend we can talk about maybe some APA stuff. You know what I'm talking about, and all that other things. All right. Till the next time. See everybody around the batting cage, and good morning and good night.